Hi, 6th grade. Welcome to a video where I do some examples of analyzing and diagramming sentences with interrogative pronouns. These are from chapter 6. These are the sentences for practice at the end of the chapter if you want to follow along and do them with me, but they're not part of the A, B, C exercises that you'll be doing by yourself. Let's start with this first sentence. Who asked you to the soccer game? First, we look for the subject and the verb. Well, the verb is asked, and who is doing the asking? Well, technically, the who is doing the asking. We don't know who that person is, but the subject is who. And we know asked is our verb. And whom are they asking? You. So direct object would be you, is receiving the action. Then we recognize to as a preposition, and we see that there are some adjectives following it and a noun. So this is a prepositional phrase. So to is our prep, and game is our OP, and the and soccer both modify game. Not too bad. Let's diagram. Again, diagramming will be much simpler for you if you do this analysis first. A lot of you like to skip and jump straight to the diagramming step, but especially with these interrogative sentences, they get a little trickier if you try to jump straight into diagramming. So make sure you do this analysis first. All right, make our main line. Our subject is who, our verb is asked, and you is a direct object. Remember, we do our direct objects with a vertical line that only goes halfway through. Who asked you? And to the soccer game, we didn't finish analyzing earlier, oopsie daisy, but that is what you're being asked to. It's an adverbial prepositional phrase, so that's going to go underneath asked. Our preposition goes on this diagonal line. Our OP, object of the preposition, goes on the horizontal line parallel to the bear skeleton, and the and soccer are adjectives that go underneath. Great, we've just done sentence 1. Let's keep moving along. We're going to try 3 or 4 together based on how much time this takes, but I want to give you a chance to try some different interrogative pronouns with me. Who was subjective. Now we're going to do a pronoun that is not subjective. It actually describes player. So player is our subject in this sentence. Is our verb. And which player is your sister? Sister would be, sorry, I totally flipped off my page. Sister would be your predicate nominative because this is a linking verb. And your modifies sister. This which is a pronoun that's showing possession and it's acting like an adjective. Easy enough, but I'm glad we did that analysis first, so now we can diagram. So we're going to make our skeleton. Player is our subject. Is our verb. Now, with predicate nominatives, we don't do the line vertical halfway through like with direct objects. We do it diagonal because player and sister are the same person. They're interchangeable. And whose sister? Your sister. The adjective modifier goes underneath. And which player is telling us something about the player. Which player is your sister? So there we have an example of a possessive pronoun that's interrogative. All right, let's keep moving along. Whose bike did Max ride to the soccer field? Well, the first noun we see is bike, but is bike doing the verb? Is bike riding? No, who's riding? Max is riding. So subject and predicate verb. Max is riding. Max is riding where? Well, to is a preposition. And then we have field is our object of the preposition. This is all our prepositional phrase. And we have two adjective modifiers that will indicate underneath. Let's go back to the rest of this. Did. That sounds like a verb. It is, but it actually goes with ride. So this is going to be the helping verb that goes with the predicate verb. So Max did ride is how you would say that in a declarative sentence. All right. What is Max riding in this sentence? Hopefully you thought or said his bike. That means in this interrogative sentence, our direct object is coming before our subject. That doesn't really happen in declarative sentences, but here we have it. Whose bike did Max ride? If this was a declarative sentence, it would be Max did ride the bike, which kind of makes sense in the way our brains usually process things. And again, whose is kind of behaving like which up here. It's showing possession, but it's for a person rather than a thing. Whose bike? So that's going to go underneath bike as an adjective. All right, time to diagram. Here's where we need to follow the rules of diagramming while watching our analysis. So our subject obviously goes here. Both parts of our verb, even though they're separated in our sentence, go where we put the verb. Max did ride, and then we're kind of going backwards. Our direct object, remember that halfway through vertical line, is the bike. What's our modifier for bike? Which bike? And then he's riding where? To the soccer field. So our prepositional phrase with our preposition on this diagonal line to. Field. What kind of field? Underneath the soccer. Excellent. All right, let's do one more. Whom did you call after the game? This is another one where we need to look for the subject and the verb first, not necessarily starting at the beginning. The verb here is clearly call, so I'm going to mark that. And just like in our last one, we have the verb separated. So did call technically is the whole verb. Who's doing the calling? You. You is doing the calling, so you is our subject. And that means whom is our direct object. The person we're calling is whom, but whom is a pronoun that stands in for objects. It's an objective pronoun in interrogative sentences. Whom did you call? Did you call this person? And then after is a prep. So this whole after the game is a prepositional phrase with game as the OP and the as an adjective modifier. Great. Time to diagram. You is our subject, as we indicated in our analysis. Our full verb is did call. And our direct object is whom. And after the game modifies when the call happened. After is our preposition. Game is our object of the preposition, and the modifies which game? The game. I hope that was helpful for you, 6th grade. Again, you can use this video to just watch how I do them, or you can do these sentences for practice along with this video, if that would prove helpful to you. Tune in next time to see me doing some more interrogative pronouns and sentences for practice. Adios.